A year or two ago, a good customer came to us and asked, if you start with everything you know about pre-hanging doors fast and then get creative to build the ultimate door line, what would it look like? We like challenges and rose to the occasion by developing the fastest door pre-hanging line on the planet, which you're about to see demonstrated. Kaval's brand new 990 FX system. How fast is fast? How about twice as fast as anything currently available on the market? Let me say that again. It's twice as fast as the Kaval 990 F3 with the 6-shooter, and at least twice as fast as the Northfield 5000. This line is fully capable of producing 1,000 doors per shift on a consistent basis. During the sequence you're watching here, we're building 3 doors per minute. The operators are Kaval machine builders and technicians, not professional machine operators. Of course, your production numbers could vary, but given the right operators, they could be higher. To make it all work together, Kaval began by focusing on material flow, and especially on door stacks, because that's the item that runs down the quickest and costs the most in lost production. If you figure 20 seconds per pre-hung door unit, and it takes 2 minutes to load a new 60-door stack, then it follows that you lose 6 doors each time the stack runs out. That's 10% of production per shift, or a staggering 100 more doors per day that could have been pre-hung on the 990 FX line. On a different planet, you could build a door stack high enough for the entire shift, so the line wouldn't ever run out of doors. That would be awkward here, so Kaval engineered a very simple solution that's almost the same thing. Door stacks are staged on a chain conveyor, controlled by the 990 operator. So just as the last door of a stack is picked up, a new stack feeds into position. The result is continuous production, so you can recover those lost 100 doors per shift. And it's much easier for operators and casing personnel to keep an even pace. And to make it really work, another new stack can be placed on the chain at any time, all without interruptions or costly downtime. The next material handling problem we've seen is door swing changeover. Traditionally, material pickers have hand-rotated and stacked doors before processing down a pre-hanging line. Then just before the door is conveyed into position, machine operators have to flip switches to match the hand. It's time-consuming, error-prone, and now completely unnecessary because of the new DTFX door spinner with touchscreen technology. The DTFX is as simple as it looks. Doors that need to be rotated to get the hand correct are spun and properly aligned before going into the 990 FX. But that's just part of the story. Because of advances in PLC and touchscreen technology, Kaval programmers were able to develop an intuitive interface so your operators can schedule up to 10 hand changes ahead of time. This makes it ideal for processing entire manufacturer stacks without hand picking. Besides the basic buttons, the screen also lets you enter rights and lefts with quantities for each, with up to 10 changes before new information needs to be entered. And the touchscreen controls not only spin the table, but also automatically communicates with the 990 FX and the 700C framer, so operators don't have to worry about flipping switches anymore. Since the machines already know which hand is coming, the operators aren't interrupted and stay fluid, loading material into machines accurately and at a continuous pace. Of course, the heart of the system is Kaval's advanced 990 FX door pre-hanging system with the 3 6-shooter screw guns. This remarkable machine is the result of 50 years in the door machinery business and 25 years of building machines with auto screw feed. In fact, Kavall machines probably drive more screws into wood every day than those of any other manufacturer in the world, or about 1 million screws per day. As you're about to see, the experience really shows. Just as a finished door is powered out of the machine on feed belts, the operator places the first hinge for the next door into the magnetic face on the left-hand screwdriver. Then, while the right heads remain out of his way, he places the jamb in the jamb fixtures and clamps it precisely. Meanwhile, just as soon as the door automatically indexes and clamps, the start button is pressed to machine the lock, route the hinges, and drill 18 holes for the screws. During the automatic sequence, hinges are placed on the other two screwdrivers. And just as the routers drop down, all three fixtures lower to simultaneously attach the hinges. Then the cycle repeats. This particular machine is even equipped with staple guns to fasten split jambs together from the back side, an extremely popular option for customers in split jamb markets. Like you'd expect from Kavall, this is a heavily built machine with first-class components we're proud to show off. To begin, each hinge routing and drilling head is supported on rail or round bearing shafts for low maintenance and precise machining. Routers are heavy-duty 1 3/4 horsepower single-phase, with Persky high-frequency 3-phase routers available as an option. The pre-drill heads are a gear and ball bearing design without troublesome belts or bushings, and feature Jacobs chucks for easy change of standard shank drill bits. The entire head is surrounded with a noise and dust containment shroud, carefully lined with acoustic foam to minimize noise exposure and to keep the machine below OSHA's 85 decibel average exposure limit for operators. Built-in dust collection takeoffs beneath the routers are conveniently piped away from the front of the machine so your dust collection system can be connected out of the operator's work zone, and so the lock machining mechanism can be connected at the same time. The lock detailing mechanism shares the same components as all Kavall door machines, with heavy-duty 5-horsepower lock bore motor and 3-horsepower latch drill with precision AccuFlex Colic chucks to keep bits running true. All moving components are supported on heavily engineered and nearly maintenance-free linear ball bearing shafting. And with recently redesigned dust collection hoods, this is the cleanest 990 system we've ever produced. What really separates the 990FX from previous Kavall models is the state-of-the-art triple-head screw driving system. Although similar to the 6-shooter guns we've built for 25 years, these heads show several new developments that make them more maintenance-free and consistent than ever before. And we're also happy to report that both domestic and some import screw suppliers have dramatically improved screw quality over the years. Broken or mismanufactured screws that might have caused a problem in the past are increasingly rare. There has never been a better convergence of quality screws and quality screw driving machines than at this moment in time. Let's begin at the screw feeder bowl and work our way down. Screws are oriented based on the simple principle that the shanks are heavier than the head, and as the hopper pivots, screws find their way naturally into slots, arranged to magazine feed 6 screws at a time. Notice also that the slots are open, so just in case there's a piece of debris mixed in with the screws, it will clear itself rather than jamming the system. As the machine calls for screws, a pick-off bar extends to drop 6 at a time into plastic tubes. To guarantee a fast and consistent drop into the screw guides, air is blasted into the hose just as the screw passes by. These guides include a hardened steel receiver which directs the screw into a pair of hardened jaws which are carefully shaped and spring-loaded to hold the screw straight just as it starts into the wood. Screws are consistently delivered and centered. One of the key differences between Kavall screwdrivers and those of other manufacturers is we initially drive the screws in reverse. That's right, backwards, just until the tip contacts wood. The back pressure on the tip forces the screwdriver bit fully into the screw head so that it's correctly seated. Then the screwdrivers change instantaneously to forward driving the screws home. Finally, we don't rely on fancy clutch systems to tighten the screws correctly. Instead, flywheels are mounted to each hydraulic pump, so we can simply turn the drive off and use the inertia of the flywheel to drive the screws home. There's nothing to wear out, and adjusting screw tightness is a simple matter of adjusting the trip bolt for the limit switch. The results are all good. This machine is more reliable and consistent than any pre-hanging system we've ever built. As one of our technicians put it, once the machine is set up and tuned, seeing it run is like watching grass grow. Screws are straight, tightly driven, and show the kind of quality that you'll be happy to provide your customers. Finally, to complete the package, we have without question the best door framing machine available to the industry. Besides being fast enough to build 3 doors per minute, it's both the easiest to use and most flexible assembly table available. Selector switches instantly adjust the machine to jam width and also changes the nailing pattern for up to 10 different jams. There are no other adjustments. That's it. So it's perfect for mixed orders with multiple jam widths and flat or split jam nailing patterns. And it's very accurate. Kavall engineers designed in our well-known The Whack clamping sequence to align the corners of the frame without beating the corners with a mallet. Instead, just before the final clamp up, the corner cylinders release for 0.3 of a second, allowing the jams to precisely self-align. It's certainly more elegant to watch, but more importantly, when the machine is running this fast, it saves time. The 990FX is truly a remarkable step forward in the evolution of door pre-hanging systems. It's a complete system of optimized and balanced stations designed for continuous production, and it's twice as fast as anything previously available to the industry. Thanks for taking the time to watch this demonstration. If we can provide additional information, including plant layout drawings or quotations, or just answer any questions you have, please give Kavall a call at 800-553-5825. That's 800-553-5825.